What happens when parents are so terrible at raising their kids that they end up going to jail?
She's got 3 kids. And sometimes she takes off and leaves them alone. What's up?
Where have you been?
I just got arrested in front of my baby's school. If this is not the most
brought
embarrassing
a gun
shit.
in a school.
Put your hands behind your back.
What did I do though?
What did you do? It's what about you didn't do. You didn't watch your kid. Your kid's out in the road.
You want your seatbelt on?
Just go.
Here are 5 times parents realized they were going to jail, starting with the mom who forced the cops to break down her door.
Cleveland police, open the door, I'm kicking it in!
On May 19, 2019, officers responded to a call from a concerned Ohio resident claiming that she could hear multiple children crying non-stop in the next apartment.
All right, did you call?
Yeah. She's screaming her heads off like she's not. This lady, she does this a lot. I don't think she's there to screaming her heads off. She's got 3 kids. And sometimes she takes off and leaves them alone. They're babies. Babies and pampers.
There's no, as far as you know, there's nobody up there.
No, I don't think there's nobody up there.
All right, so I know she's got a younger brother because I wrote him a ticket.
Oh, really? But they're screaming their heads off like there's nobody up there. I mean, how you can leave 3 kids?
It's like nobody's screaming, just let them scream
Just
out and fall asleep.
screaming. You know, you figure somebody would be up. I can hear from the bathroom upstairs.
All right, because I know I got a little boy. When she cries, I'll let her sit there for 45 minutes until she
Yeah,
falls
but this is constantly happening. This is not normal.
Neighbors suspected that 3 infants in the apartment were left alone by their mother, but the cop found that scenario unlikely and instead suggested that they were only made to cry themselves to sleep. This is usual practice among parents and is known to result in better sleep for children. But as the officers knocked at the door, they not only found evidence against that, but also realized something extremely suspicious.
Cleveland police!
The officers knocked for well over 2 minutes and got no response from anyone in the house. And even more strange was the fact that they could not hear children crying as reported. There were several possible explanations for this, one being that the children had been put to sleep by the adult, who had gone to bed themselves. But unless the adult was completely out of it, the knocks at the door would have been enough to wake them up. So the officers returned to the neighbor to make sense of the scenario, but that only increased their suspicions that something was terribly wrong.
I'm not getting any answer. Can you take us to where you can hear it at?
You can actually hear them upstairs. This is a
Is
door
there another entrance to up there?
that's closed. But you can hear the kids actually from there.
You said you hear them good from your bathroom?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if she's out there drugged up or something. There's no way that's completely sealed.
Yeah, clear as day.
With confirmation that the children were crying in the apartment, there were 2 possible scenarios inside. There was either no adult with the children, like the neighbor claimed, or there was an adult who didn't want the police inside the home. Both of these scenarios spelled tension for the officers, and in their quest to find out if the children were in any form of danger, they headed into a likely dangerous situation.
Cleveland police, come to the door! Come to the door, I might be kicking it in! Cleveland police, open the door, I'm kicking it in! Got it through when we're inside. Cleveland police! Cleveland police! Cleveland police! Hello? Cleveland police! Is anybody in here? Cleveland Police! Hello? They got the door latched. Check that.
This goes upstairs, but there's a mattress in the way.
Hello? Hello? Are you okay? Are you okay? Enter 3-1 radio. Are you okay, bud? Are you okay?
Oh, hey, bud.
Enter 3-1 radio. You got EMS come out here and check on 3 toddlers, please. They're all awake and conscious. Ages 2 to 4. No adults. They were locked in their room with a latch, but they're outside of the door.
Breaking into the home, the officers found the children behind a latched door. They were unharmed, but it appeared they were kept that way to restrict their movements. The bedroom where they were found was extremely hot, had a very strong smell, and was filled with trash and bugs. So the officers called EMS to check on the boys while they looked around the house, where they would receive a frightening surprise.
Hello?
Stop!
What's up?
Stop!
What's up?
Where have you been?
My
Step out here.
here.
Oh, sorry, bud. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why is these kids home alone?
My sister
Hello?
here.
No.
What
No
the
sister.
fuck? Where
No
are
sister. Oh,
Hello?
oh, oh, hey, come here.
Hey,
Come
you're
here.
gonna have to wait out
Hey,
here. Hey, ma'am.
Wait.
You're gonna wait out here.
Over here.
Wait.
I don't know who you are yet. No.
Let me see my kids.
Relax. Relax.
Oh my God.
Relax.
What?
She just popped up on the.
Let me
Stop.
see my
I
kids.
told you to stop. You weren't worried about your kids when you locked them in the bedroom and you took off, were you?
Let me see my kids.
Yeah. You got ID?
My here. My
Where's your
sister
ID?
is here.
No, your sister's not here. No one's here.
Nobody's here.
Just the
Besides
kids.
3 kids.
Liz Rivera, the mother of the 3 children who locked them up in the unaccommodating room, saw the cops had uncovered what she had done, and she immediately tried to defend herself. The cops knew the claim that her sister was in the house was false, as she mentioned it even before she was made aware that the kids were found alone. Even worse was that Rivera had a strong smell of alcohol on her, and she planned to look after her 3 infants while intoxicated that night.
What's your name?
Okay.
You smell like you've been drinking. You just come from the bar? Where you at? Benny's?
Yeah.
Are these
Yeah.
your kids?
Yeah.
Are these your kids? All right, you know what?
Yeah, she's...
Put your hands behind your back.
Wait.
Put your hands-
Let me see my
No,
kids.
relax.
Your kids are fine.
Wait.
Stop.
Wait.
Focus.
Wait.
Take it,
Stop
take it.
Right now.
Please.
Relax.
Sit right now.
Relax.
Put your hands behind your back.
Please. Let me see my kids.
Your kids are fine. We're taking care
No,
of them.
let me
You
see.
can't.
Let me see.
Do not turn your
Oh
face.
my some light. What's up? Gotcha.
Liz Rivera was arrested and charged with child endangerment, which she pleaded not guilty to. The 3 children are currently being cared for by a relative. Liz locked her kids in an unsafe room, but the next parents let their 2-year-old run out of their home and onto the highway.
They were walking in the road.
On June 24, 2019, a woman was driving down US Highway 1 in Oak Hill when she suddenly noticed a toddler crossing the road. She came to a stop, grabbed the toddler, and immediately called the police.
They were walking in the road.
Yes, his baby. He actually.
Oh, I know where it is. I think I'm pretty sure I know which one. He's from that one right there.
Oh, good.
I'm pretty sure.
I hope so.
Hey, buddy.
I don't know.
You want to come to me or are you good there with her?
Go to the shoe.
All right, let's go. Let me. You hang tight. Can you pull over here for me 1 second? I think I remember this guy. Does he say anything to you?
No, he didn't say anything.
Is this where you live? You live here? Do you live here?
Yeah.
That's where you live? How'd you get out? Is this where you came from?
Yeah.
The toddler was wearing nothing but a soiled diaper and had walked down from his house onto the road barefoot. That was a recipe for bad news, especially when the officer mentioned that this wasn't the first time he had received such a call. He appeared calm, but with no clothes on, covered in bug bites, and surrounded by unfamiliar faces. The toddler needed to be cared for, and as there was no answer at the door, the officer decided to take on the task.
Let's in the back of my car real quick. With the blue lights on, we'll put the blue lights on. What's up, little man? You like it in here? Boom, push it. Do you do high fives? You do knuckles? Ooh, high five? Down low? We gotta try to find your mom and dad. Somebody. Where they at? Where'd mom go?
Yeah.
Is that your, that's not your mom. Ah! That's my hat! Give me that hat back, boy! Come on. Give me. I can't see. That's my hat. Ah, give me that hat. Give me that.
The officer managed to keep the child busy while he waited for his parents to come out of the house. He stayed out with the naked child for well over 7 minutes until his parents finally came out of the house looking highly unbothered.
No.
You don't recognize me? I was here last time when this happened. You remember that?
Yeah.
And your son today was in the street walking out on US 1, and luckily some nice ladies saw him and stopped before he got smushed by a friggin' car. You know, what were you guys doing in there?
We were just sleeping.
Just sleeping?
Yeah.
Jacob and Tirado appear to be under the influence of drugs and try to absolve themselves of any blame for their child's predicament. They claim they were sleeping when the child walked out of their broken front door, which they blame the landlord for not fixing. The deputy went up into the home to make sure that there were no other kids in danger, but that was when he saw broken beer bottles on the ground and several knives within the child's reach, concluding that they were unfit to take care of the child.
Step out of the car for me. Come here. Come on. Step out of the car. Put your hands behind your back. I've had enough of this with both of you.
What? So you're arrested?
You both are getting arrested, so get your kid dressed.
For what?
Child neglect.
Why?
Come on. What do you mean, why?
Why?
Have a seat in the back of my car.
Come on,
I've had
why?
enough of you guys. Sit in the back. Get in there.
Please, why?
What do you mean, why?
Kid.
Sit in the back of the car. Slide in the car now.
Sure.
Poor parenting. Add that one to the list. Turn around. Come here. You're next.
For what?
Why
Why am I getting arrested?
Child neglect. Put your hands behind your back.
What did I do though?
What did you do? It's what about you didn't do. You didn't watch your kid. Your kid's out on the road. This is a history with you two. I mean, this is just a circus. All I want was the kid to get some clothes and get changed.
What do you
You
think
guys
I
couldn't
was
even do
doing?
that.
What do you think I was doing?
Around. That's what you were doing.
I was putting clothes on. This is not fair at all.
It's not fair. Yeah, it's not fair to your son. That's what it's not fair to. Have a seat. They're letting him eat old McDonald's that's like 10 years old. They can't get him clothes. So he's walking around with his glass everywhere. You know, this is just ridiculous.
Jacob Kruger and Yahara Tirado were both charged with child neglect and placed on a $5,000 bond. Upon his release, Kruger reported to a news channel that he loved his kid and wanted the best for him, but the next father had absolutely no love for his children.
He was their world, he was their guardian, and he executed them in cold blood.
On June 15, 2023, 911 dispatch operators received multiple distressing reports from concerned citizens about an ongoing family execution.
Road.
Okay, and what did the female say to you?
And she says that her stepfather is killing everybody in her house.
Did you say how or what was happening?
I asked her to get in the car with me, and she said she couldn't leave her family. But I think she ran to the fire department.
Oh, are you inside where you're safe?
I'm standing outside where I can see the lady.
Okay.
I'm across the street at Lindale Automotive.
Can you tell how many people have been shot? What was
That
your
I've seen.
concern?
The callers reported that they witnessed a teenage girl run onto the street yelling that her father was killing everyone in the family. Just as that was happening, a little boy had managed to run away from the home into a field, but he was dragged back to the property and in front of witnesses. The neighbors watched in horror until the police came and the atmosphere became even more violent.
Show me your hands now! Stand up! Stand up! Moving, hold it. Stand up! Stand up now! Stand up! Stand up!
EMS and things, and air care is going to go ahead and apply whenever any units can advise.
Get your hands up.
The officers arrived to find Chad Dorman sitting unresponsive on his home front with the rifle he killed his children with by his side. The top priority was to detain Chad and avoid any further casualties, but it was only after they cuffed him that they realized the full extent of his criminal actions.
63, we're going one. Get the EMS over here.
Well, I did drugs with a flip, but I don't do drugs now. I'm sober. I'm not trying to put you.
63.
Get your butt inside. Yellen, get your butt inside.
We on primary?
Now.
29, we got 3 kids down.
3 kids down, 63.
Yellen.
63, we're 21. Have
Knock it
EMS respond over here.
You're clear, they're being advised.
What are you doing, man?
When the officers found Chad unresponsive, he was in fact looking toward the 3 lifeless bodies that he lay out on the front porch. Clayton, 7, Hunter, 4, and Chase, 3, had suffered fatal injuries from the ambush from their father. He started the execution-style murders by shooting Hunter 4 times, twice in the head, shooting Clayton from behind as he was running away, and again at close range, and then shooting his youngest child, Chase, once in the head as he ran in search of his mom. The mother of the children, his wife, was also shot through the thumb as she struggled to protect them. Even after gruesomely executing his entire bloodline, Chad showed no atom of remorse.
Hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt nobody.
You got anything on you?
No, I ain't got nothing, man. Phone, that's it. I ain't mad, I ain't nothing. Just make sure that dog don't come out. I don't think he'll bite you. Just don't reach for him and try to grab him and pet him.
All right.
He won't bite you.
What's going on, man?
Nothing. Can I stand up? It's kind of uncomfortable.
I'm gonna
I
get
ain't
you
gonna
here
do
in a
nothing. I ain't running
second.
away. You can do whatever you want.
You the only one else inside the house?
What?
You the only one else inside the house?
Yeah.
Sit down right here.
My daughter, she ran over to the fire department.
Sit down.
It's my stepdaughter.
Put him in the cage.
This is Will. Can you get the wallet out of my back pocket?
Shut up, dude. You had the right to remain silent, you fucking user.
Hold on.
The cops were utterly shocked by Chad's seemingly calm nature and were convinced he was truly an emotionless murderer. But after spending the night in police custody, the reality of jail time began to set in for Chad.
We're gonna have the public defender. I know. Chad, look at me. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. No, I know. Just take a deep breath for me, okay? I'm gonna have your public defender come back and talk to you, okay? And then we're gonna go out and we're gonna do your hearing. Can you hear me? Do you need a second? Take a deep breath. Okay. So your public defender will come back and talk to you. You understand that? Okay. And then we'll go out for your hearing. Okay?
In the courtroom, Chad seemed to follow instructions and had his eyes on the judge the whole time, but his emotions got the best of him as the chief prosecutor called the killings the worst crime he'd ever seen.
One of the most monstrous, craven, cowardly acts that would ever be our misfortune to see. To make things even more disturbing, Judge, this was no haphazard act. Again, by his own admission, he planned the happened on a whim. He's confessed to what I believe is the worst crime, at least I hope, that I'll see in my lifetime. I hope it's the worst fact pattern that ever comes before this court. We're going to ask this court to issue a bond we've never asked for before. I'm going to ask for a bond of $20 million. I hope I never need to request such a bond again.
The bond was set at $20 million, which ensured that Chad wasn't getting out of jail. Only a week later, Chad appeared in court again, and although he initially confessed to police, this time he wasn't tearful or remorseful as he pleaded not guilty to killing his 3 young sons. 4 days later, a celebration of life was held for Clayton, Hunter, and Chase at a local church.
They were bright, they were fun, they were loving kids.
They were just a little dose of summer year-round.
They found fun in everything, and their story deserves to be heard and remembered for that.
Chad is currently being held at the Clermont County Jail where he awaits his court trial with prosecutors pushing for the death sentence. So far, the parents in this video have only inflicted harm on their children, but the next parent posed a potential risk to thousands of children.
It's not the most embarrassing
gun
shit.
in a school.
And I told them I had it, I didn't take it and not tell them. I informed them because I walked my baby to school.
On November 19, 2023, a A school security guard informed police that he saw a gun in the possession of a woman as she walked her kids into the school.
You already got my gun. What do you need my purse for? You took my phone.
Stop. Relax.
Stop. I just got arrested in front of my baby school. If this is not the most embarrassing
gun
shit.
in a school.
And I told them I had it. I didn't take it and not tell them. I informed them because I walked my baby to school.
Hey, it's illegal to bring a gun in a
And
school.
I tell them I come here every day. It's not nothing
We're
new.
gonna go in our car, okay?
I'm not going nowhere.
Alright, well, we're gonna have to recuff you.
This is really crazy. You was a straight. You came. No, man. Stop nothing.
In the state of Ohio, it is illegal to convey or possess a firearm in a school safety zone, which includes inside a school building or onto school premises. This rule applied to all other states in America, and the cops were shocked that they had to explain that to the woman. She had potentially put the lives of other kids in danger, but she didn't think so.
Listen, I can see if I came up here and tried to hurt somebody. I ain't come up here to do nothing to nobody.
We'll talk about it.
I informed you. You can go watch the videos. I don't even have to go nowhere. I specifically told them I had my gun. I didn't have to tell them I had my fucking gun if I was trying to do something to somebody. Let's be clear. That would be stupid on my end.
Before this incident, there had been 564 mass shootings in America that year alone, with 21 of them being in Ohio. So while the woman claimed she meant no harm by her actions, bringing her gun into the school premises was going to be considered a highly explosive action.
Do you have anything else on you?
No, I didn't have no weapon in the first place but my gun, and I didn't come up here. I brought my baby to school. Okay. And I told the security guard like I got my gun, something I tell him every single day.
I'm gonna do a quick pat down with the back of my hand, alright?
Ridiculous, it's embarrassing as my kid's school.
You have a CCW?
No, I don't have no CCW. I'm able to carry without it.
Yeah, you are. I was just asking if you did.
Like I didn't take that out. They never seen it. I just told the man I had it because I'm taking my baby inside the school.
The woman was detained but surprisingly not arrested or charged. She was released shortly after, but detectives are currently investigating the case to convict her of unlawful possession of a weapon with up to 4 years in prison. But the actions of the next mother were even more alarming.
Been here since 7:30.
Been here since 7:30.
On August 21st, 2021, Cleveland officers responded to a blood bank after reports that there were 2 children stuck in a hot car.
Infant probably like 4 or 5. I think the other one was like 3 or 4.
Okay.
I was just doing an Uber Eats here.
You're fine, okay.
And drove by and the little girl was hanging out the window screaming.
What, the windows was rolled up though?
Like the two are like how they are were kind of like how they are, but the 2 back were this one was up. The little like 3-year-old here was hanging out the car screaming, like screaming for her mom. So I stopped and I was like, "What's your mom's name?"
What's your name?
Steven.
Say you notify.
I do gig work for work.
Okay,
so
okay.
I was doing an Uber Eats here, and like I said, I drive by and the little girl was hanging out the window screaming for her mom. So I'm a parent, so I walked up to the car to make sure there was nobody in the car with them, and I asked her. I said, "What's your mom's name? I'll go get her." And then I saw the security guard and I asked him to come outside because this is a serious matter. And I was like, "You gotta call the police."
June, July, and August are the hottest parts of the calendar year, with an average daytime high of 83.7 degrees Fahrenheit. The officers at the scene were already quite conscious of the humid atmosphere, so it was alarming when a staff mentioned that the kids were locked up in the car for several hours.
Hi.
Drove by, little girl was hanging out.
You guys okay?
Like the 2 are like 2 how they are. We're kind of like how they are, but the 2 back.
The front ones.
This one was up.
Where's mom at?
Somewhere in her donating, man. She little girl said she's been here for a long time. She woke up, both of them woke up. They was both asleep.
My manager's inside trying to find out who's the parent right now.
Okay.
So we can disconnect them if they're in the middle and get them out here.
Gotcha. Hey, what's your mom's name? What's that? What's your mom's name?
What is it?
Tamisha.
Tamisha. Yep. She was a new donor too. She's been in here for at least 2 hours.
Something wrong with the phone at all?
She's the new donor with she had a head wrap on. Okay. I'm gonna go get her, the mom, off the machine.
Okay.
With the help of the kids, the staff were able to identify the mother as Tamisha Massey, who had checked into the bank at 7:30 a.m. that day, leaving the kids for over 3 hours in the human vehicle.
Tamisha, however, we received a 911 call saying the vehicle was turned off with the windows up and the kids. Hey, can you come here? Do me a favor. Start reaching in the vehicle.
I'm trying to charge it so I can call.
Okay. The windows was rolled up. Yes, ma'am. And the kids are here alone.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
We come here. However, they were unable. People were here. Bystanders were able to, open the door, give the kids some water. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
However, this is serious. This is severity crime. Okay. You can't just leave the kids in the car unattended. All right. The car was not on.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't leave it on.
Even if it was on, people can take your children.
Yeah.
They can take your car.
Yeah.
And it's like near 85 degrees outside. Inside that car heats up very fast. And children at a young age are they're easily raise their temperature level.
All right, so I'm gonna go talk to my sergeant here. We're gonna let you know how we're gonna proceed. We're gonna go to the hospital, get the kids checked out. I'm gonna notify Child Family Services. All right, and we'll go from there. Okay. Okay. A guy who was doing over his name saw the kids screaming for their mom.
Children have a smaller body mass to surface area ratio than adults, making them more vulnerable to heat-related morbidity and mortality. So the kids were taken to the EMS vehicle for a checkup to determine if the prolonged exposure had any severe effects on them. Leaving children unattended in a hot car was a child endangerment misdemeanor in Ohio, with a punishment of up to 180 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. Under certain circumstances, the children are permanently taken from the parent, and while this was enough to get a remorseful reaction from Tamisha, she started to fault the cops' orders, and that got her in cuffs.
Hey, ma'am.
My charger.
Okay. Do you mind just waiting a second? Just for our safety, I mean, just dig into the car,
She signed in at 7:30?
7:30, yes.
Hey, Tamisha. Yes. Do me a favor. You just step on inside of the vehicle, okay?
I just wanted to charge it up so I could call.
Okay. Hey, we're going to detain her for a minute. Put her in the car.
Good, if you can put your black mile out.
Yeah, put that out there. Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta see.
Are you pregnant or postpartum?
No.
Go put your hands behind it. We're just detaining you right now, right?
I'm
Put your hands
being
behind your back.
detained?
Yes. Put your hands together like you're praying. Like you're praying. There you go.
Listen, my baby.
Yeah, stand by her.
Please, can I go and see him? Please, can I go and see him? Please, can I go and see him?
Hey, laugh.
May I go and see them?
Yeah, they're going to the hospital, okay?
Tamisha Massey was charged with child endangerment. Details of her arrest remain unknown, but the next mother was publicly criticized by everyone, including her own mother.
Lexi, I told you about this.
On January 27, 2023, at around 1 a.m., a female patient at a New Mexico hospital ran into a restroom where she stayed for nearly half an hour. Once she got out, there were blood stains all over the bathroom, and while trying to ascertain the source of the blood, the cleaning staff was called. After cleaning the bathroom, the staff reached for the trash bin, where she found the body of a newborn child.
Go back to the room, and I was afraid that she knew she was pregnant. She had done something to herself. So the doctor started doing an exam on her. We had the lady come to clean the bathroom. She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it.
After finding the lifeless baby in the trash, the cleaning lady and the entire hospital staff were left in severe emotions of shock and grief at the horrible sight, but they didn't compare to the emotions displayed when the cops walked in to meet Alexi.
I'm sorry, there's a We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It came out of me and I didn't know what to do.
Lexi, I told you about this. I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth.
It was not crying or nothing.
What did you do to it? Okay, stop right here. Stop. in terms, I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, we do have to have the police involved.
And nothing was crying. It came out with nothing.
I know. But the baby's gonna have to be taken for autopsy and there'll be an investigator and everything. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But we need to do this correctly. And I want to be transparent with you about what our steps are gonna be.
Do you guys have, I'm the charge nurse, sir. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Like, how big is the baby?
It's full term.
What?
Nothing.
9 months?
Nothing was crying.
Let's see. Have you watched the news of the girls that what they do to their babies and what they go to jail?
Nothing was crying.
Any other questions? Okay.
After allegedly giving birth to the baby in the hospital restroom, prosecutors say Alexei killed him by strangling him, as an autopsy showed the baby had air in his lungs when he died.
In terms, I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, we do have to have the police involved.
And nothing was crying. It came out with nothing.
I know. But the baby's gonna have to be taken for autopsy and there'll be an investigator and everything. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But we need to do this correctly. And I want to be transparent with you about what our steps are gonna be.
Although there was a dead baby found in the restroom she used, Alexei couldn't be arrested because there wasn't enough evidence to suggest that she murdered her child. So detectives were called to conduct an investigation, and while the cops watched over Alexei, they wondered if her visible emotion was for the dead baby, or because she was caught and could possibly go to jail.
Where did you put the baby at? Tell me the truth.
517.
If you're not in the toilet bag. You put it in the bag?
Yes.
From what bag? Why didn't you say anything to us? Do you want to get in trouble for this now? You could get in trouble for
Mom,
this.
Mom, all right, just give it time, okay? We're gonna speak to detectives whenever she's ready, okay? You ready for the second one? Second.
I cannot allow your mom to be in here with you, okay? So once the detectives get here, then she may be able to come back in here. But as of right now, I can't allow her to be back in here, okay? If you need something, we're not gonna stay in here, okay? Because I think it makes it worse that we're here anyways, all right, obviously. And I know you're scared. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stay on the outside of the door, okay? As long as you promise me you're not gonna hurt yourself, okay? Like I said, this is a lot. I know it is, okay? You're young, you know. I don't want to be in here kind of adding to your anxiety and everything else, okay? If you need something, just push that button, okay? And then they'll come in here. They're on the way, okay? Okay? So as soon as they get here, they're gonna talk to you. I mean, the reason why your mom, well, not yet. I can't let her to come back in here yet.
While it was protocol for the officers to detain her till she was questioned, Alexei had a medical emergency during childbirth, so she was flown to another hospital for adequate treatment. Alexei Treviso was eventually arrested and charged with murder, but she was soon released on bail, and only 3 months later was pictured at her high school prom with her boyfriend, the father of the deceased child. A few days after that incident, officers arrived at Alexei's home with a warrant for her arrest for first-degree murder and tampering with evidence. She was released again on a $100,000 bail and is currently awaiting her trial. Alexei was suspected of faking remorse for her child's death, but Dakota remained indifferent.
Come on, just let's go, get it over with, come on.
On December 11, 2023, police arrived at the home of 32-year-old Dakota Ray Jones with a warrant for her arrest 5 months after a house fire that injured her 10-year-old stepson and killed her 8-year-old son. Dakota was not home at the time of the fire, but the investigation uncovered the cause of the fire to be smoking materials that were improperly disposed of by Dakota.
Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Dakota.
Go ahead.
Secret indictment.
Mr. Around for me?
Dakota.
Huh?
Mr. Around for me.
Okay.
Transfer to Rick. Thank you.
Dog will be okay with that.
Hold on to this.
I'm gonna use it to call my mother and stuff and my lawyer too. So.
Wait.
It'll go to the
Yeah, nothing in the pockets on these?
In my pockets.
Okay. I just gotta check it.
5 months had passed before the police were able to gather enough evidence to charge Dakota with the death of her child. Her grief was expected to be reasonably subdued after that time, but Dakota appeared to be void of all mournful emotion.
Let's just go. Get it over with. No, he already knows what's going on. Just let's go. Get it over with. Come on.
On this side.
What side?
Other,
Well, you pointed that way.
You want your seatbelt on?
Just go.
Dakota was arrested and taken to the jail for a hearing with a judge. On arrival at the court, her behavior remained indifferent and rather unconcerned. At a hearing on the death of her 8-year-old son, she was more concerned about not seeing her mom. At some point, she was even shockingly caught smiling with her lawyer.
And are you aware of the charges that you're facing here today?
Yes, sir.
As I look at the indictment, indicates that there are 7 separate counts, the first of which is involuntary manslaughter, felony of the first degree that has a potential for 3 to 11 years in prison, could be extended to 16 and a half years based on prison performance, has up to a $20,000 fine. Count 2 is involuntary.
Dakota pleaded not guilty to charges of involuntary manslaughter and endangering children. She was placed on a $50,000 bond and currently awaits her trial.